everybody. Happy Friday. Happy day of Venus. I am Adina. I am your hostess with the mostest and medium, psychic medium, woo lady type situation. I am going to be providing those services for you this evening. So if that is not something you're into, but you found yourself here, you're free to leave. It's no hard feelings. I appreciate you, anyways. And if you are returning and joining me more than once or twice, welcome. Hey, April. Hey, JD. Hey, ladies. Happy Friday. Hola. Sisi. ¿Cómo está, mi amiga? How are you guys doing this Friday, this day of Venus? You guys doing good? Y'all staying out of trouble? Because at least two of y'all are barbs. And I told y'all somebody was going to be getting cussed out and doing cussing out. And look, not even 24 hours later, we got the crash out happening live. The drama is happening. I was like, God dang it. You didn't even give me a chance to get the reading out my lip fast enough before the shit started popping off. I'm doing excellent, sissy. That sounds delicious, JD. You was missing in action, JD. We did miss you, but it's okay. I'm good, April. Like I just talked to you a couple of hours ago. Child. Now last night when I ended my live, I was down 3 subscribers. And I imagine it was some of the Barty gang who was not feeling my reading. But then when I checked this afternoon, them bitches was back plus some. I said, oh, circling the block A. Now that we're clear of emotions and we can just get down to the facts of things. Because it's never any emotion involved for me. I never care as much as y'all. Some of y'all do. But I was like, God dang it, Cardi. And then I heard Nicki Minaj mention she wasn't going to give you guys another album until her documentary came out. And I remember saying, I don't see her releasing a full album anytime soon. So that was another one in case y'all missed that one because child. Anyways, I definitely think this is a baiting situation. Definitely, especially after my reading and then seeing how it all unfolded. I was like, Belle Calise, if you just take my advice before it's too late, before you turn off a lot of other people, just take my advice. Don't go this route, go the other route. Bien, Gustavo, bien. ¿Y tú? So it's Friday. It's the day of Venus. It's my Let's Chat night. That means you guys can tell me what you want to talk about. I have a new deck. April, since you're here, I was pondering on the man that you said was in my energy. And you know who I think it is? Not the guy I was hoping it wasn't. So I got a new deck, right? And when I got it, it arrived yesterday. So when I got it, what I do typically with my decks is I purchase them. I always purchase a Rider Waite deck, a Rider Waite Smith deck, but I like to find one that's a little cutesy. The last 2 times I have had the same type of deck. This time I ordered a different deck. I wanted to try something different. So it's still a Rider-Waite Smith, it's just a different design. So when I got them, usually when I get my cards, I fill them out. I talk to them. I say, hey, what up? No, I talk to them so I could try to figure out what the spirit is in the card, because every divination tool has a spirit with it. It has a spirit of its own, a personality of its own. It has a vibe of its own. But before I use them, most people cleanse theirs. I do too, but I do so by putting them under my pillow and sleeping on them, because I usually have a dream. And then that'll tell me a little bit about the cards. These cards, I did not have a dream. However, when I got them, April, I heard a man's voice. And I felt such a strong masculine presence attached to these cards. And so I said, ooh, this is a first. I've never had a man deck before. I'll just go ahead and unveil them. So they're not as anxious to be seen as my previous deck, the Leo deck. I call it the Leo deck because as soon as I got those, the energy was like, yes, we gonna be on TV. Yes, bitch, we famous now. Show me to the people. I'm ready to be seen. They was loud. They was very much Leo energy. These, though, they're bigger than any deck I've had. Same imagery, but it's blown up on the card. Maybe because it's black, but I felt very much a masculine presence. So I shuffled them up before I put them under my pillow last night, and I pulled a card and I said, okay, what type of spirit is inside of this deck? And I'll just say, um, I got the Page of Pentacles in reverse. So this deck has never been utilized. It's a brand new deck, never been utilized, and it was feeling undervalued when I got it. And I actually, judging from my last couple of tarot decks don't like sitting on shelves. They don't like being created and not being used. So it felt undervalued, and it felt like it has quite a lot to contribute as far as giving a message is concerned, because pages are messengers. So I was like, okay, well, I'll put you to work. And I said, well, how do you feel about me? And I got the sun card. I was like, oh, sugar booger. Hi, Lennox. Of course I remember you. I remember all my busted babies. So that is the introduction to my new deck. In April, maybe, just maybe, that is the man that you were picking up around me, because the deck is very fond of me, and I do believe it is a masculine spirit attached to this deck. I don't know if it's light skin, but I do think it's fond of me. So happy Friday to everybody who's just joining. My email is beyondtheveiladina@gmail.com, Linux. That is how you can reach me to set up something initially, and then we take it from there. Also, the butterfly ceremony is 2 Fridays from today. So not next Friday, but the Friday after that. I'm very excited for everybody who is participating. This is the first group ceremony that I'm not placing myself in, because I've already done this ceremony. But I kind of want to so bad, but I'm I don't need to. You don't need to do this, more than once for a while, until you reach your next level in life, your next stage of growth. But that's taking place 8 p.m. Friday, August the 18th. The last day to participate is a Thursday, August 14th. So that's that. With that being said, I wanted to come and shoot the shits with you guys. So whatever you guys want to talk about, we can talk about. Sissy says you want to talk about Karuchi and Dion Sanders. Okay, interesting. Hey, LaShawn, This is my first time seeing you in here, but hey, boo. I love how you came in here and greeted everybody. I love that because we cousins here. So, hey, cousin, LaShawn. The ring of fire and all these volcanoes waking up. When you said that, that made me think of this ring of fire. Okay, so we got Karuchi and Dion. I won't go too deep in that because I don't think it's too much. Hey, Caleb. How you doing? Hey, Satin and Pearls. I don't think it's too much to read into. I mean, it's a wealthy man who has the means to have very attractive women. And I think he's an older, wealthy man. And he probably was just like, let me bring something young and tender on in here since I'm getting old, I'm getting up there. Men like that, men like Dion, they never lose their ego. So it's like he faced the life and death situation that probably humbled him, losing toes, losing a bladder. But he said, nah, fuck that. Bring me a young baddie in here because what I can control is my money. So I think the way he, within himself, he kind of not rewarded himself, but felt the need in the midst of so many hopeless and humbling situations to reassert his masculinity, his ego, his manhood. So he purchased a young baddie. I think that's what that is, but let's see. All right, let me cleanse my hands because this is my first time using this deck. I don't know if they shy y'all, but it's a man deck. So, Trail, I don't get that this deck is as thirsty for y'all attention as my other deck. Who was talking about their problems on YouTube? Xanax, that's what I'm gonna call that person, Xanax. I don't get that it's that attention hungry, but I do think that it's anxious to deliver messages. I think it's anxious to work. All right. Most High Mother and Father God, thank you for, first and foremost, YouTube, for giving me use of their platform to be able to razzle dazzle, frizzle frazzle with my buddies here. Thank you for my buddies on this Friday, for joining me to shoot the shits. Thank you for this gift that brings us together. And thank you for everyone that we'll be discussing. God bless everyone in the chat. Hey, handsome Jerel Spirit. What is the energy surrounding and in between Karuchi Tran and Dion Sanders and their relationship? That they just soft launched, hard launched, or just launched, period. Hard launched. They launched it the hard way. They ain't get photographed by no paparazzi so that we could assume. No, she came out directly swinging as the weeping widow. Love Island, I don't know anything about those people. SZA contacted a witch doctor to place a hex on the bars by targeting Nicki. I knew that was coming, but I wouldn't be too worried about SZA or any witch doctor she consults. To me, they're all singing bowls and meditation and retrogrades, new age spirituality stuff. To be honest, a lot of y'all wasn't raised by intercessors, and it shows because my family is far removed from the roots of my grandmother's yesteryears and far removed from the roots of my years. But let me tell you something. If they get to laying their hands and praying over you, especially in a group of them together. They get to laying hands on you and praying over you and casting shit out. Ain't no witch doctor I seen. Mm-mm. 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 So if you know how to pray, you can get out of a lot of that shit that people be throwing around these days because they don't know what the fuck they doing. I ain't talking about knowing how to pray. I'm talking about if you know how to pray. If you know what to say, what state of mind frame to be in, what energy to be in, where to pull the energy from while you praying, how to direct the energy once you see the spirit starting to move. You got to know how to conduct it like a choir director. Yes, you got to know where to touch on a person. You got to be able to close your eyes, be deep in prayer, and still see where the infected part in that person is. So you know exactly where to speak into and what you speak into. Because you got to be able to see what you speak into too. You got to make that thing identify itself. My family can do that without a candle, without a root. Child. So that's the kind of witch doctor I feel like SZA going to. I feel like, you know, SZA go to her witch doctor and they sit in a circle and ding a singing bowl, ding, spin it around. No shade to the singing bowl sisters, because I love me a good singing bowl and woosah. But I mean, you know, and take some sage, you know, the beginner package, the sage, the singing bowls, and a black candle, and you know. Hey, Miss Thompson, baby mama, how you feeling with that baby busted inside of you? How you and baby busted feel? Yeah, I don't think Nikki cares that much. So if SZA's trying to hex Nikki, girl, I actually would hex my label. I'd hex her label instead. I don't think Nicki Minaj cares about SZA like that. You ever just mess with somebody because you can, and then when they get riled up, you be over it, you leave them alone right as soon as you rile them up because you can. Because this is easy to get riled up. All right. Karuchi Spirit, what is the energy between Karuchi and Dion Sanders? What's the energy like in their relationship with each other? That's good, Miss Thompson. That's why every time she says something to SZA, she hashtag the Desiree Perez daughter situation, just to show you guys what she felt like was worthy of her attention for real, for real. It's just like since I got y'all here and I got SZA and her fans all riled up. Demore Perez. The upcoming natural disaster for California? I don't think so. Remind me. I didn't, but I talked about it last night, Miss Thompson. I predicted it last night. I read Cardi last night and predicted some drama, and here we are, less than 24 hours. All right, Dion and Karuchi. What's going on between them? This is a rich man that has every resource available to him. The magician has a bit of ego, but you kind of have to have a healthy dose of confidence and ego to be a magician. This man had a life and death situation that humbled him. The infinity symbol, meaning his spirit could have left his body with that cancer. He could have been out of here, but he's alive. So I think he finds ways to assert himself as a man, a macho man. This is a macho man. And as God be my witness, since God let me live, I'm going to go get me a young baddie. God damn it. A young baddie to follow me around. Yes, April, that's okay. I said on Fridays, everybody can feel free to promote their business, their service in my chat. So, yes, that's okay. I got one of my mods texting me on the back end, like I'm finna kick them niggas out. They good? Y'all good. The Fool is the card before the Magician. 0, 1. 0, 1. He is the one. Since this is the first card, it represents the youth. It represents this character starting out on its journey throughout the tarot. It's innocence. It's youth. It hasn't experienced anything yet until it leaps off this cliff, and then it becomes or runs into the Magician. Because after taking a leap, typically taking a risk, you find yourself knowing where your power lies and where it doesn't. So then you become a master of your circumstance. But in this case, we're talking about Dion and Karuchi. This came out first, so this would be Dion and his new lease on life, and then his young tenderoni to enjoy it with and to help patch his bandages and rub his nub. And by his nub, I meant his feet and what is left of them. Okay. They have been dating low-key for a while. Not necessarily secretively, though, just low-key. He may have been testing her before he went out and went public with her. He may have been testing, putting her through the ringer to see if she was going to stick around through the get down, to see if he was going to reward her with publicity. I think he was testing her like a good old player would do when they purchase a young baddie and they doing bad health wise and they got some ego and some money. You ain't finna come up in here and just enjoy the fruits of my labor because I'm down bad and more opt to give some up. Nah. You gonna be around for my bladder removal? You gonna stick around with my toes gone? You gonna rub them for me? You gonna cry on cue? Ah, you will. All right. I'll show you off now. I'll let you cry on cue in public now. Nothing more to see here. Dion knows what it is. She knows what it is. She might have signed some kind of NDA to be with him, probably. Probably another test to make her prove. But a smart woman, an actress, they gonna sign it with joy. Daddy, I don't want none of this. I'm here for you, Daddy. Here, give me your nub. Let me rub it. I'll change his bladder. Put me down as the emergency contact nurse. Whenever y'all have something going on in here, y'all make sure y'all keep me in the loop. I'll sign the NDA. I don't want nothing. Because a smart hoe, I'm just playing, but no, for real, smart hoe knows that the best hoes and the smartest hoes are the best actresses. And they gonna absolutely make you think that they don't want nothing from you. No, I am here for you. They gonna pass the test. They gonna even pass the test of longevity because they playing the long game. They don't even need to marry you, divorce you, and take your money. They're looking for stability and security. The smart ones. Only the dumb ones try to trap you with a baby or trap you with a marriage and then divorce you and try to get money. The smart ones, they don't aim that high, but they get to that height by not aiming that high. I just want to be here for you. You are the perk. They don't ask for too much. They don't ask for cash, but they will be scribbled into the will. Because for a man who, and they don't be knowing no better, she's down for me and she proved it. So she's worthy. And she never asked me for a dime. Therefore, I will give her all the dimes. One of my old roommates asked me, and I'm not a hoe. I was with my boyfriend turned husband turned ex-husband at the time. But we went out on a date. It was early in our days. He took me out, picked me up, took me out. Our first date, he took me to meet his family. He took me to his house. His mama was cooking shrimp and crabs. I got me some shrimp and crabs. He took me to meet both of his sisters. And he gave me some money and he gave me some weed. He tried to break me off a little couple buds out the bag, and I handed him those buds and I took the bag because who the fuck are you? This a big dog over here. And he fell in love at that moment. But no, when I got back to my dorm and my roommate saw my money, she was like, absolutely. First date, I went to his mama house. She was like, how do you get money from dudes? And I thought that was so weird that she asked me because I always had guys buying me gifts, even when I was in high school and I was dating older guys. I had guys buying me gifts. And I was so bewildered that she asked me that because I was like, what you mean, how? You just show up. But no, you know what I told her? Don't ask for shit. Because that was the only thing I ever thought that I did differently from anybody else. My cousins stayed in a nigga face trying to get shit out of them and never got shit out of them. They would bring me around they dude friends so that they dude friends could be more generous with stuff like weed and liquor. But I was the most stuck up one. So everybody always was like, how do you get stuff out of guys? Ladies, don't ask for shit. Don't ask for nothing. And definitely don't be in a position to need shit. Because even if you don't ask, but a man come to see you and your lights off, it's still the same thing as asking because he know you need them. Don't ask for nothing. Men love to feel like they got to prove to you that they're needable. So if you never ask, they're gonna go to thinking, so what's wrong with this bitch? Let me buy her something to see what the fuck she got going on. At least that's how it's always worked for me. And I never, I go on a date, first date, they be like, it's a date. So they expect to pay. They pay for food. I be like, I got drinks. And they still be like, the fuck? So then they go out of their way now, because now they feel like, okay, she don't really need me, or she must have her own stuff going on. Now I gotta prove I'm a big dog. Nah, what you need? Huh? You finna get your hair done? Here. Well, let me see your hands. Yeah, them nails look like they need to be redone. Look like they need to be redone. Let me call up Ling Ling. Check your bank account. Check your Zelle. Shit. Be saying it mad as hell. Check your Zelle. Shit. With your non-begging ass. You never had that, Asia? And my roommate was a baddie, but she was just like, how you do that? And I was like, I don't know. Just don't ask. Now, ladies, I don't know if that works all the time. Because I know some women who will, nah, run me that coin. And they get it. So I don't know. I don't have all the answers, Sway. But in this case, I think that's the Karuchi plan. The don't ask. Prove that you down. Because a man like Dion, he don't seem like he's that generous. So a man like that, you're going to have to prove a point to him so that he come off of something. And I think Karuchi is down for the long haul because that's a big fish for her. So anyways, that's what I got. But I really saw more of Dion in that relationship than Karuchi, which just confirms my theory that this is a wealthy, older, powerful, macho man. And he can probably have any young teen that he wants. And he wanted that young teen, and he got that young teen. And that's all that is. All right. Yes, DeFranco, not coming off desperate or put on pressure. I never asked a man for nothing. Never asked a man for nothing. I got too much pride. And sometimes you don't ask, they don't give you shit either, but I be having it. So I don't need to ask. Before I ask, I'm gonna go get it. Cause I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for you. Holding nothing over my head, feeling like I owe you shit. Yeah. Anyways, so what else? I'm going up in my chat to see what I missed that y'all might want to talk about. All right. She needs it. I haven't seen her in the media since the Quavo and Karuchi. What am I smoking? I actually ran out of weed right before I came on live, so I ain't smoking nothing right now. I ain't mad either, LaShawn. Because if I was in that, if I was one of the girls who was looking to be sponsored like that, I'm definitely playing the long game too. And I don't even mind doing it. I don't mind. And it's not like he's a bad looking man. He's still attractive. So I'll take care of you, babe. For real, for real. I don't mind. And you got money. I don't mind. I ain't got to worry about nothing. So I'm a good caretaker. I'm going to nurse you all the way back to life. Sure will. You low, Asia? Yeah. I'm going to have to go out and make a run, but I might not even feel like it tonight. All right, so what else y'all want to talk about? It's Friday. I'm letting y'all run me down. Somebody else said something about something else, but it's too far up in the chat. So just remind me if y'all put something in there. Bonjour, Tangai, Tangeray. Happy Friday, M99 TV. Happy Day of Venus, Love Island. Ring of Fire in the Volcano. Okay. I'm going to do Ring of Fire first, and then I'll look into Love Island. Now, what exactly, DeFranco, are we looking to see if the Ring of Fire is active, which is why the volcanoes, earthquakes, and tsunamis are happening? Or are you saying that it is active and that's triggering them? Thank you, M99 TV. I appreciate that compliment. I think it's a compliment. Your name is cool. It's active. Are the volcanoes going to erupt to cause destruction in America? Can I show my foot for a joke? Sure. Can you send me $1,000? Send it now. Send it now. My feet are done. I would love to show you guys my pretty polish. Send me the money and I will send you my toes. Yes, Miss Thompson, hurry the fuck up. These toes aren't just going to wait for anybody. These toes have things to do. They have better people to entertain. Send the coin or shut up. Don't make requests that you can't afford in this chat. I'm telling you. This is Herod's over here in this chat. You ain't even supposed to walk in here unless you can prove with a bank statement that you got it to even look around in here. Get the fuck out of here with your po peasant ass. Anyways, Ring of Fire. It's active. Spirit. Will the Ring of Fire cause any type of earthquake, tsunami, or volcanic destruction to the United States of the Americas? Will the Ring of Fire be the new flood, the fire flood that so many people anticipate in the last turn of days? Will the Ring of Fire provide the fire flood for the United States of the Americas? You're a Pisces. Nice to meet you, Pisces King V. Destruction, disgrace. Actually, the song said deception, but I'm saying destruction. And I cannot remember the name of that movie that used to come on the Disney Channel where they played good, wholesome, real movies on Saturdays. Like Selma, Lord Selma. It might have been Selma, Lord Selma, or one of them movies, but it was a song, Deception, Disgrace. Is this witchcraft? And why is you here? Why so many people who believe that what I'm doing is witchcraft is here in the witch's brew? You know, they use the term witch for a reason, to make people like you think it's something wrong with people like me, who know who they are and know that they have abilities other than this mundane world tells you have. I like to call myself a wise woman. I like to call you a peasant. Not because of what you have monetarily, but because of what you lack here. DeFranco. Destruction. Disgrace. This kind of looks like a volcano, ain't it? So it could be a volcano that does some damage, but some damage will be done. That is a bad wig. Steven, let me see. Better now. You people could never shade me or disgrace me or ashame me with a face card like this, and my body is tea. Have you seen it? Have you seen it lately? I know you guys haven't, but I've posted shorts and videos and stuff. Listen, get into it. Get into it. And you know, my wig isn't glued down because I snatch it off as soon as I can. Because when you got a head full of hair, you can just snatch it off and wear it out. But listen, I don't give no fuck about no wig or if you think it's bad. Shit. Send me the coin for a hairdo. Thank you, DeFranco. The booty is bootying. It is lifting. It is lifting and peaching, okay? Lifting and peaching. Hoes, get into it. If you hating, just lift and peach. Lift and peach. One time. Give me 3 more. Lift and peach. Ooh, feel the burn. Lift and peach. Last one. Squeeze tight. Lift and peach. Ooh, the burn. Yes, you guys feel it? Yes, you feel it? Good job. Now stretch out. Shake it out. Come on. DeFranco, The volcanoes, if not the US, they're going to do some damage. And maybe sometime in the future, that will be the cause of widespread fire damage. You feel the burn, Miss Thompson? Ooh, that's the burn noise. Ooh. Snake oil salesman. I guess you wasn't on my live last night or for the past few years. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. I know that's right. Now, this is interesting. Coming behind it, I see a shifting of the plates. Shifting of the plates. With shifting of some sort of tectonic, if that's what they're called, plates, trigger the ring of fire. Y'all finna make April mad. Y'all know April grew up having a mortuary family. She worked with the dead. Y'all don't make April mad. She about worse than me. Don't make her get to calling her deceased friends on y'all. And she don't play by me, okay? So y'all don't trigger April. The pole shift is happening now. This looks like a platelet shift. Like where the plates were once balanced. Now this could be a shifting of the pole because the poles keep everything balanced. So if the poles are shifting, maybe the plates are shifting. However, you know, there's a angel, they say, a spirit, and a deity, higher power energy holding up. You know, they're in key locations. This one is holding things together on the poles and the platelets. This one holds up the foundation of the earth, keeps everything balanced and running smoothly. But at an appointed time, this energy is allowed to shift or allow things to naturally shift. If he's been holding off the ship and keeping the balance, then he will let what it is be and let the unbalance set in. So if the poles are shifting, I think something is going on with the plates as well. And as I mentioned, the beings kind of in key places of the earth, the four corners of the earth. They say that there are four watchers who hold up the earth. Well, all things have to be made whole again. Everything has to be restored back to its natural order, and we are not in our natural order. We have far, far, far gone beyond that. And these things, to answer your question, DeFranco, someday, yes. Something with the ring of fire will trigger some sort of natural disasters that are unmanageable. Some of these will happen periodically. So like now, like labor pains. So we'll see them happen sporadically, but with increased frequency and intensity until at some point they are happening regularly. And then eventually there will be a major worldwide, another worldwide natural disaster. I don't believe that is something that we will be here for in our current consciousness, whether we come back in another identity for it. But seeing what you're asking, seeing the fulfillment of that is far off. Not that far off though, but far off. If we see it, if our generation sees it, it'll be from our next body. But the birthing pains, the labor pains, the contractions going on in the earth that's causing plates to shift and poles to shift, they have begun. Good question. Many people will and are meant to. Will, many, many. The earth's population will significantly meter out. Hmm. You're welcome, DeFranco. What else y'all got? Oh, Love Island. Love Island. Okay. I read reversals BLK 223. However they come out, they're meant to come out. So I read reversals. Thank you, BLK, for being respectable to April if we had a misunderstanding before, even though you did ask me to drop my OnlyFans link. I will say thank you for being respectable to my mod. Okay, so is it Janae and Kenny? Because the N is capitalized in her name, so I don't want to call her Jana. Janae and Kenny. Can I look up, will it give me info? I've heard about it. You know, I've been hearing about it on blogs and stuff. Now, what I'm looking up about them, I tried to watch Love Island when I was in Jacksonville because my cousin was watching it, but I was like, oh, so everybody just kissing each other, slobbing each other down, sleeping with each other. That's the show. So everybody has an oral STD in my mind. It was too much. It was too much orgy for me. Auntie ain't with that shit no more. They've been together for over a year. Oh, the one who she's allegedly found out that he had racist feelings for her and was using her. Okay. All right. So his name is Kenny. I'm going to read Kenny. I think a lot of guys hate girls. I think a lot of guys hate girls, period, these days. It shows by the way that you guys don't want to treat us. I won't say by the way you guys do treat us. It shows by the way that men don't want to treat women today. You guys don't want to do any of the nice stuff that shows that you like a person outside of humping them. So I just scratch my head because I just feel like so. Like I was listening to a rap song and I forgot who it was, but he said something about the girl coming while she bleeding. What the F she came for, or something like that. I can't remember. And it's a song I like too. But I was like, so men don't understand that, anyways, I'm not going to go on that. Not my generation to deal with. I was listening to a YN, and if the older guys have that issue too, sucks for them. You guys are missing out on a lot of good stuff because the girlies are healing these days. And they're healing privately, not on social media. So you guys are missing out on the reset of the divine feminine and the opportunity to value it and reap the benefits. LKIT Music said, nah, he literally said he had a sexual fantasy about black girls. Why y'all twisting the truth? Sissy said, no, he did not. Oh, God, you guys. All right, well, let's see. Let me just see. Let me see. Now, I don't want that person to be blocked. They didn't say anything insulting. Y'all can fight. Oh, y'all didn't block LKIT music, LKIT music. I thought y'all blocked them. I was going to say, don't block them for that. Y'all can fight. They just can't fight me. I'm kidding. Y'all know I don't let my chat fight. I cut the live real quick. But no, y'all can debate. That person didn't insult me. So y'all don't have to agree on Love Island stuff. Block you? Why would I do that, Manuel Gonzalez? You want to be here because you're here. Oh, well, April did it. All right. Spirit, what is his last name? Kenny? Kenny from Love Island. Kenny from Love Island. I didn't even have to. All right. Kenny Rodriguez. Oh, he a pretty boy. He a pretty curly hair, light skin. I'm looking at a picture and he posing, his lips poked out, serving, smizing down, bitch. Smizing down. Let's get into this mug, this smize. Do you see that smize? Hold on, because my camera a little blurry on the back. It's a Dominican papi. Eh, 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 eh. Okay, get into the mug. Smize, bitch, smize. Lips poked perfectly. Mm. Smize, bitch. The real Puerto Rican poppy. Yes. Ah. All right, Kenny Rodriguez. I don't want to say he's one of the girls. I'm just saying he was smizing down. Okay. I don't even know if I can mug that good in a. No, I just want to laugh. I can't do it right now. All right. Most High Mother and Father God, please allow me to conjure up the spirit, soul, and the collective energy of Kenny Rodriguez from Love Island. Kenny, do you mind if a darky calls you? Oh, of course he doesn't mind. I think he likes pretty people. That's what I'm getting so far. Pretty people. You got to be pretty. First and foremost, I think, before I answer any other questions about anything, he likes pretty people. I don't know if he's racist, but he's definitely, what's the word for people who are prejudiced against people that they don't find attractive? He's prettiest. Not the prettiest, but he's prettiest. Kenny Rodriguez, you have been accused of being racist. You've been accused of not liking dark-skinned black women. You've been accused of not liking the woman that you've been dating. And they'd say it's because she's dark. She's dark-skinned. Is that true, Kenny Rodriguez? Were you caught being racist or prejudiced? I don't think you can be racist, but prejudiced against your darker-skinned girlfriend, Kenny? And do you like darker-skinned women? Now, Dominican, I don't want to stereotype, but just I've had some experiences, I'm a Broward girl. I'm a South Florida girl. I've had experiences with the various South American clans and cultures. The Cubans were probably the most prejudice. Yes, I actually introduced them at the beginning of the live, Asia. They were the most, in my experience, the most prejudiced and the most white adjacent. The Dominicans, they were a mixed bunch for me because I met some that were really, 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 really just cool. And I met some that were really dark, like me. I wouldn't have even known they were Dominican, and they were proud to be Afro-Latina. Some were not. But I know that there's like this popular saying where people say, I know black, I Dominican. So let's just start there because Dominicans were maybe in their culture, they don't know that they're being prejudiced, but they are. I don't know. But just off of the fact that he's Dominican, could be a little bit of something in there. Kenny Rodriguez, is it true that you are no longer with your girlfriend because she found out that you were prejudiced against her and other darker brown skinned black women? The star, I do think he had ambitions. I do think he had celebrity ambitions. I do think he had clout ambitions. The star, the man wanted to be a star. I do think he could be bisexual. This angel is androgynous, and I'm looking at their private parts for a reason. He could be fluid, bi. I don't know what the difference is between fluid and bi. But I do think that he was interested in some clout. I won't say he's one of the girls because are you one of the girls if you're bi? I'm trying to be respectful of the community. So that's, I'm just playing devil's advocate. Hey, Rosia, Bia. I think that the man has prejudices. I don't know if it's skin tone, but I do think he has prejudices. Like, you got to be pretty, you might have to be this. For the most part, when it comes to Janae, I think she was an opportunity. Were they supposed to be dating before the show? Or did they get together? There's not anything on or in my nose that's not supposed to be there. Were they supposed to be together before the show? Because I see very much aspirations here. So whether it had anything to do with her skin tone or not, they got together during the show. Okay. Showbiz. Showbiz. And they became a fan favorite couple. It was about the show for him. It was about the show for him. The challenge, did she go through his phone? She pried her way through his phone. And then encouraged everybody else to do so. Y'all don't do that. Emergency room floors is going to be packed. Okay? Code reds for everybody. Heart palpitations all up and down the hospital floors. Y'all don't want that smoke, so stay the hell out y'all man phone. Don't listen to that little girl. Because some of y'all going to get your heads knocked off, and the rest of y'all is going to be rethinking your entire existence. Ruin your whole weekend. Don't do it to yourself. Stay out that man phone. Y'all don't be wanting them men's in y'all phone, so stay out that man phone. Now, if you come up on something, then it was meant for you to, but stay out them people phone. Because you ain't doing e-fuck thing. You ain't going a no damn where. And you know you ain't. So mind your business until it becomes your business. When you go through the phone, that's when you know you ain't going nowhere. It only hits you when you okay with walking away. That's when shit start coming to you when you ain't looking for it. When you okay with walking away. But when you ain't going nowhere, when you just want to hurt your own feelings, that's when you get that urge to go through a bitch phone. You ain't going nowhere. Because if you going through his phone, you want to fight him to do right. A bitch that don't care to leave, they ain't going through your phone. If I find something out, that's what it is. I don't care to fight with you. If you slip up, hey, that's on your ass. But yeah. Mm-mm. Yeah. Stay out of people's phone. Okay. I'm just saying. You cannot make a man do right. I'm telling thank you to Franco. Tell him again. You cannot. You cannot. In our best Jocelyn, say it with me, girls, in our best Jocelyn voice. You cannot change a man. Didn't Kim Michelle told y'all that too? You can't. Not even with all the crying, y'all. And women, y'all know we be trying to. And when I say we, I don't mean me, because I ain't no crying ass bitch. I'm gonna put my hands. The old me was gonna put my hands on you. The new me, auntie ain't got time for that. We gonna hunch. Or you wanna argue? That means you got some extra energy to spare. Come on in here. I'm in that era. Oh, you mad? Yes. But yeah, y'all be trying to use them, weaponize them tears. Them niggas be laughing. They can't wait to get around from y'all with them tears. Oh my God, that make them want to cheat even worse. Cause it make me want to. It make me want to cheat, and I don't even date. It make me. I don't even date y'all. And when y'all go to crying and carrying on, I just be like, man, I see why you cheated. Sorry. You know, all that crying and manipulating, and y'all want to argue for 2, 3 days. Your eyes big, swole, puffy. And you know what he be doing? Still cheating. Snotting and carrying on. Don't none of that change. Not a goddamn thing. Other than the fact that when he get to that lady house, he gonna be so happy to be there. He gonna be so much more happy to be there. Away from your snotting ass. Cause you sitting home snot looking ugly. She home looking good waiting on your man. You got snot and drool coming down your face, your eyes red and puffy. You throwing stuff, yelling and screaming, hollering, all illiterate and not speaking correctly. Spitting. How he supposed to feel guilty when he see you in that state? No, he gonna go over to Shirley house. Cause she done cook. She in lingerie and it's quiet over there. They ain't arguing, so she ain't got no reason to be starting and spitting. That's why it don't work. It make it worse. You got to be cool, calm, and collected. Mm-hmm. You got to think, bitch. Think. Anyways, that was a message for somebody. I don't know who it was for, but claim it if it was for you. Put it down. Put the man phone down. Step away from the goddamn phone. Step away for you ruin your Friday. If you think it's something in there that you might need to see, step away and go have a drink. By yourself. Go down to the bar. Go have a meal, an appetizer somewhere. And think about why you want to go through this man's phone. Because the answers is already there within you. And you can come to that conclusion without heart palpitations. When you go in your phone and see them cash app, them cash apps, them Zelles, them Apple Pays, that's what y'all gonna find, and that's what's gonna do you in. All right. Past position. Three of Pentacles in reverse. There's something he might have wanted to do. And that's most importantly, the privacy aspect, because I'm going to respect you and your privacy, and I'm going to want you to do the same for me. So it's the respect for me. And if y'all think it's something in that phone, beyondtheveiladina@gmail.com. Girl, just call me. Don't go through that damn phone. Because if I tell you something going down, I can also tell you some solutions for you. But if you just go through the phone and see it, you just going to slide down the wall and be stuck. Listening to your own hurt self, and then you're going to do something crazy. All right. He might have wanted to get into showbiz or something in the past. This man he had ambitions that didn't quite work out in the past, maybe on his own. So he had to take another route. The Empress in reverse in the future. I think he has turned off a lot of women, period. Black, white, Latina, Asian, Indian, all of them. I think he's turned off the divine feminine. This is a wrong time to be anti-dark-skinned black woman as a man. Because the divine feminine is active. It's activated. And bitches are sticking together these days. And those women that might be your preference do not find you attractive because you find them more attractive over a darker woman. Women are sticking together these days, so they're looking at you sideways. You didn't get any cool points with any of the women that you wanted to go out and screw, the hella bitches that you were hoping to get from the show. You didn't get any cool points with them. All across the board. I'm going to finish laying out the spread and then I'll say what I want to say about that. Now, here's the World card here. Not the success she thought it was going to be. They were the fan favorite, riding high. And now, all of that success backpedaled and pussy pop. I do think it was some stuff in his phone that he said about her. I do think so. I think he's a user. Are they in California? Where's Love Island being filmed? Or where is he now? I wonder if he's being affected, if he's in any of the areas that are having tsunami warnings. Where did they film? Where is they're in LA right now? Okay. I was gonna say I think that they're having either the show itself or they are being affected by that earthquake. And I do remember hearing that there was some kind of tsunami warning in for California. Let me see, California. Tsunami warning. Yes, 17 hours ago. Okay, because I was saying, I just had these talking about the earthquakes and stuff and volcanoes with DeFranco. And here we are. So yes, they didn't get hit with an earthquake. The world, the earth. They didn't get hit, but it's on their mind. The entire Love Island people, it's on their mind. Because it was a tsunami warning. The whole West Coast. Okay, all right. That explains why that's there. I was going to say, what the hell they at? Why is this in here? Why is this showing up in here? Okay. Ten of Wands. I think that he dates black women, but I think he has favorites amongst black women. I do think that his favorites are lighter hued women, but dark black women are all the rage right now. They're the trend right now. And dark skinned black women, be wary. You're a trend right now. Not saying that you are, in my opinion. The world is hyping you up right now because it's a trend to do so. It'll another trend will circle the block. She seemed to be a good look. He was with her begrudgingly. I don't think he really liked her that much. I actually believe a lot of the stuff that they said about him. Hopes and fears, well, those text messages, I think he said that shit. The breakup, but there is some other unsavory, didn't like her castmates and stuff come out. So the breakup, the relationship that he entered for the show to get clout backfired. He got dumped and no clout and no bitches. That's what I got. I definitely think that there's truth to what she said, he said. I believe so. Sissy Barbie. I think so. I think so. I think he dealt with her begrudgingly because it was a good look to do so. All right. Any more? Anything else you guys want to talk about? Because I am going to do a members live tonight. Oh, the rib place out of tips. I'm sorry, JD. Rib tips is me and my mama favorite parts of the rib. So y'all good? Any other questions? Don't jump in traffic. To keep JD out of traffic, you wanna see what Nicki Minaj thinks about Cardi B? I don't think she's gonna address her, but let's see. This is for JD, so she'll stay out of traffic for some damn rib tips. I know what'll get her behind off the ledge. Nicki. I got Nicki, JD. She's over here. Follow the Nicki. Right out of traffic. Spirit, how does Nicki Minaj currently feel about Cardi B being the drama? And that's no shade. She asked if she was the drama, and I said last night, based on my reading, yes. The problem is you. And it was. We ain't know nothing about that airport situation then, but we know now. All right, Spirit, one card. Just one card. How does Nicki Minaj currently feel about Cardi B and her antics? I think that Nicki Minaj feels like I'm just going to say this in all Nicki Minajness. I think she's a belligerent, mumbling, aggressive hood rat fool. I think if Nicki Minaj could describe her today, those are some of the words that she would use. I think she feels like Cardi B is a belligerent hood rat fool who has no decency, no virtues about herself. I see something about Stefon Diggs here in the boat situation on the bottom of the deck. Look, you went from suicide to thanking the heavens. Just that quick. All I had to do was pull out a little Nicki Minaj. That's all right. I know what my busted babies need when they down. I feel like Nicki Minaj is not going to address her. But if she did, she'd say something about drugs. Because Stephon Diggs, I believe, is known to be a pusher man. And I said that when I read them and that boat situation happened. I said I think he's known in his circles for being who you see when you want the things, the party favors. Pusher man, pusher man. If Nicki Minaj thinks anything, it's, well, let's talk about what we hadn't got a chance to talk about. And that's Stephon being the pusher man. What exactly were you guys doing on the boat with the pink stuff? I can just hear Nicki Minaj now. What exactly was the pink stuff? Can anyone tell me what exactly is pink stuff? Because she's extra like that. And don't let her get to talking in her country accent. I did live. And this is a man deck. There's a man energy here. When she get to talking like a cowgirl, huh? Yelling and talking to y'all like a cowgirl, huh? I could hear her now. I think she thinks that Cardi B is doing a rollout situation, looking for drama. I think she thinks Cardi B has a habit. Interestingly, I think she thinks that Cardi B has a habit of something, allegedly. And I also think that she thinks that she's grasping at straws to prepare her rollout. I think Nicki Minaj might feel like her music is going to suck, or she's not happy with the way what she released is being received. I don't trust Raw either, but drugs. I see drugs here. I wouldn't be surprised. I actually thought it was perfect timing to come out with this, especially if it happened a while ago. I actually did wonder why Raw Ali did that. I thought, why would you give Cardi B this kind of publicity that's attached to Nicki Minaj a month before her album release? Spirit. One card. Why did Raw Ali decide to tell this story of her encounter with Cardi B now? Why did she decide to do it now? Why now, Spirit? Why did Raw Ali decide to come out with this story of Cardi B now? Since it happened a while ago. All right, I see the King of Swords here. That's Cardi B addressing her. But the first thing that came out was the Page of Wands in reverse. I don't think Nicki Minaj should trust Raw Ali either right now. No, I don't think Nicki Minaj should trust Raw Ali. I would be surprised if no altercation happened. Now, I can't say that no altercation happened, but something about this situation is weird. There is something sneaky about this. Spirit, how does Raw Ali feel about Nicki Minaj? One card. How does Raw Ali feel about Nicki Minaj? Wheel of Fortune. I think that Raw Ali feels like Nicki Minaj is the Wheel of Fortune. There's a lot of opportunities that Raw Ali was afforded due to her proximity to Nicki Minaj. I don't think she had It's on Sight before Nicki Minaj, and I think that may have been started to combat all the blogs that were putting out negative stuff about Nicki. I think Nicki Minaj is a lick for Raw Ali. And I actually wouldn't be surprised if her and Nicki Minaj already aren't as close as they were. Something tells me Nicki Minaj already smells or has already smelled Raw. I don't think that's somebody that she keeps that close to her anymore, kind of like Brooke. I don't think Raw is as close to Nicki as Brooke is. I won't say that they don't like each other. I definitely think they do. But I think Raw could, for some reason, be playing both sides. Or leveraging something here. I think Nicki's It's on Sight was started for Nicki. I do want to say, though, I don't think she hates her. I think that I wouldn't call this BFFs. I think they serve a purpose for each other. In this case, though, Spirit, how does Nicki Minaj feel about Raw Ali? The Wheel of Fortune is also trying to turn the wheel. You know, you doing actions to turn the wheel. Spirit, how does Nicki Minaj feel about Raw Ali? How does Nicki Minaj feel about Raw Ali? One card. Wheel of Fortune. They're both in each other's lives for a convenience. It's a mutually beneficial relationship. She may think she had something to do with it, putting Cardi in the algorithm. I do think there's some side-eyeing going on now because of her putting that out there. I'm not sure, though, with the Wheel of Fortune. There's a lot of opportunity for the both of them, a relationship of convenience. But are they still supposed to be close? Yes, that's what it is. That's why I feel weird about it. Keeping her enemies close. That's what's going on with Raw Ali. But I think Raw Ali is aware that Nikki is clocking her and keeping her close. So Raw is kind of just like, well, she don't trust me, and she shouldn't, but I'm here because of the opportunity. So as long as I continue to play my part, she'll play hers. Weird, but yes. And I think they'll tread lightly with each other too, because collectively between the two of them, there's a lot of tea. What I do keep seeing here, though, is something about the Stefan Diggs drug situation. So I wouldn't be surprised if that re-emerges into the narrative in the future. I wouldn't be surprised if that's being fueled by Team Onika or somebody from that side. Because I kept seeing Stefan Diggs here in the drug situation. It makes me think that Ra Ali would be the one to expose that. Oh, and I feel like she wants to. Her and Nikki could have also agreed on releasing that information. You know, Nicki Minaj likes to puppeteer people. So she says they could be playing parties, setting her up, making her look unhinged right before her album rollout. In the airport, throwing things, foaming at the mouth. I think so. I think so, Rosia. Because her and Nikki, Ra and Nikki got the same card, the Wheel of Fortune. The both of them are using each other for some sort of opportunity right now. I the way she be yelling, the way Cardi B yells when she rants, it always makes me think of foaming at the mouth. I ain't being shady. It's just her type of ranting. It's just, it gives me foaming at the mouth. But I believe they might be setting her up, baiting her for something. All right. Well, any more questions, concerns, comments, anything else y'all want to ask before I head out to do my revelation reading? Pull up. Pull up where? Am I single? Sure. Did who have a stroke? Miss Thompson? Did who have a stroke? And what about Keisha Cole? And that Huncho dude? I don't want to read Keisha Cole relationship. I really don't. Trump, did he have a stroke? They said Trump had a stroke. Spirit, his shoulder dropped. Spirit, did President Donald Trump recently have a stroke? I don't want to to read Keisha Cole relationship. I'm so sorry, sissy, but that would fry my brain, and I couldn't do my revelation reading tonight. Thank you, Emmy. That Huncho man, though, he is a handsome YN. I see why she do it, but she ain't supposed to tat his name on it and fall in love, girl. You supposed to get piped down by them YNs and send them on back. Send them on back. Send them on back to they sexy reds. I'm sorry, sissy, but that's just too much. He is fine as hell now. Goddamn. Him and that Shabuzi, child. Both of them. That's okay. I mean, you didn't come across like a creep because you didn't ask what's my OnlyFans. You didn't ask to see my toes or nothing that them other suckers said. Spirit. What the fuck was I supposed to just be asking? Oh, about Trump's stroke. Child. Did Donald Trump recently have a stroke, Spirit? Did he recently have a stroke? Hell no. Hell no. I don't see no stroke. The 3 of Wands in reverse don't give me no stroke. I need the 5 of Pentacles to see a health issue. Or a sword in reverse for a stroke. Why did anybody think he had a stroke? His shoulder droop? Look it up. Let me see. Donald, I think he might have wanted to get out of something. Donald Trump. Stroke. S-T-R-O. I gotta type in the whole thing. They don't even want to. I don't even see anything recent. I see something from 2020. I don't see any recent headlines about him having a stroke. Are you sure? Put shoulder dip. Okay. Donald Trump. Shoulder dip. Everything's popping up from 2024. Everything's popping up from 2024. Google isn't giving me what you got. No, put Donald shoulder dip. I did. I don't see a stroke even behind the scenes. I don't. This is not my stroke card. Now, if he's having an issue with his shoulder, because this is something over his shoulder, maybe. Yeah, it's not. It's not showing. Let me show you. It's not showing on Google. They must have took it down. All right. Look. Donald Trump shoulder dip. All right. Oh, let me go back all the way up. All right. Shoulder dip first result. 2024. 2024. 2024. 2024. 2024. 2016. 2024. Not Danye. Sissy. This is why I love my busted babies. Because y'all know how to keep a joke going. Not a demon jumped out of him. No. If his shoulder dipped, it's a reason. It's a real physical reason. Not spiritual. And this is not my stroke card. Let me see what's behind it. These are fire energies. 3 of Wands in reverse. Knight of Wands. Justice in reverse. Lies. Now, there's something going on that's being hidden or lied about. Let me look into the justice in reverse. I'm mad I don't even see anything on here because I really want to see this shoulder lean. Let me type in Donald Trump's shoulder lean, because, and let's just shoulder lean, shoulder lean, shoulder lean, and get it right. Two-step and watch your shoulder lean, shoulder lean. It don't even pull up for shoulder lean, honey. Not even the tip version. Nope. 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 It ain't nowhere. Look, Young Joe and T.I. done popped up before he did. Young Joe and T.I. shoulder lean. All that popped up before a recent article about Donald Trump's shoulder leaning. Let me see what the justice in reverse is. Not they done scrubbed it from the internet. Or you was seeing into the future, Miss Thompson. Not you done seen that man future stroke. Lord. I think it's a lie put out by people who are anti-Trump, his enemies in, the world that he's in. There are still people who are upset that Kamala did not win. There are still people in the media, especially in the media, that are upset that Kamala didn't win because the media was full-fledged behind Kamala. I think some media people are behind this lie on Trump. I think that they always put out anything they can. In fact, I think they constantly put out lies about him. Not saying that he's a perfect guy, but I do think that there's a lot of lies and hysterical headlines put in the media just to make sure everybody's on the same page about hating Trump. Just to make sure, just to keep reinforce that anti-Trump energy, just to reinforce it. But I think media people constantly put out things to sensationalize him and to get you guys all riled up. I don't think this man is going to pass away before he leaves the chair. I'm telling you, Miss Thompson, before Trump, it was Reagan. So we just all was dapping up Bill Clinton, right? While he was in Haiti doing God knows what. Him and his wife. With all the children that they said went missing from Haiti during that administration. And let's not talk about Bush. WNHW. Hell, let's talk about Laura. I mean, let's talk about George Washington. Created a constitution at the time that black asses like me and you weren't considered humans with worthy of rights, let alone citizens, which is why they had to revise it. I mean, it's been 60 of them we can talk about, and all of them. Let's talk about the way Chicago turned into Chirac under the Obama administration. I watched it with my own eyes. Let's talk about that. Huh? Oh. I thought a picker and chooser said something. All right. I think that they're upset because Kamala didn't win. Spirit, why did so many people want Kamala win? I get it. I get why people wanted her to win. But the election's over. She's not going to run for anything. She said that. So why the pro-Kamala stance, even in the media? Why? Why did they want Kamala over Trump so bad? Why did they want Kamala over Trump? They pick and choose candidates for a reason. Why did they want her? Have we ever asked ourselves why they chose Kamala? She became a vice president and then a running for president without a lot of our say-so, wasn't it? We ain't never seen DEI promotions like that ever, have we? Was her name on any ballot that she won to become vice president or, the runner for president? I'm just curious. Why did they want Kamala so bad? That's a better question. Not why did we, why did they want her so bad? Why won't I be president? Hell no! I don't want to deal with y'all. Hell no! Hell no! My first day, unleash the Kraken! Unleash the Kraken on all their asses. I don't want to deal with y'all. Hell fuck no. I made a great senior class president, though. I negotiated our senior, what do we call them? Senior rights? Senior, something that you get. Well, you don't get them unless you ask for them. But I had to negotiate that shit. I sat down with the principal. She thought it was so cute, too, the way I scheduled a meeting with her and I sat down and tried to negotiate. But I got us senior parking spots. They were closer to the building. We got to decorate them. Senior perks. I hostage negotiated something else. She said she wouldn't give it to us unless we kept a certain percentage of us had a certain grade GPA. That was a negotiation, but I ended up getting it because we had the GPA average. So I would make a great president, but I don't want to deal with y'all. Y'all want to go to glory? Minute y'all get on my nerves. Hey, what y'all say the code was to the nuke? Y'all would love me as president. Y'all would. I wouldn't unleash the Kraken. The first thing I'd do is, all right, government as we know it. Yep. Everybody go home. Clock out. You're fired. Congress, you're fired. Senate, you're fired. Everybody's fired. Everybody gets a pink slip. You get a pink slip. You get a pink slip. You get a pink. Matter of fact, I'm just going to nuke the White House. I'm just going to send out a secret text to all the citizens of the DMV. When y'all see me text our citizens group chat, hoo-hoo, and yes, I am going to set up a citizens group chat that no government official can be in. Only citizens. When I send hoo-hoo, that means if you in the DMV area, get gone. Get gone. But see, I'm going to set up an underground railroad for y'all, for people to help y'all and house y'all. Because I can't clean house. It's too deep. Firing everybody. I got to drop the whole nuke on the... I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but drop it there. Just have one big meeting there. And then drop it. And then start all over. And then I'm going to hold a State of the Union after the dust settle. And I'm going to be like, all right, y'all, listen. All right, this is how we going to work this thing out. But we're going to start it like that. Now, that's me as president. We'll have a certain structure, but not like that. No more police. I will sign up neighborhood patrols. And everybody going to be responsible for their neighborhoods, their community that they live in. So just give me a few good men, Savannah, and a few good women, Savannah, who don't mind riding around. If they see somebody doing something, tase them, tackle them, bring them down to the station. You know what I'm saying? And we handle them. Breaking into cars, no, bring them down and let me get them. But don't hurt them. Don't beat them up. Tase them, tackle them. They can get beat up. Some woman getting beat up by her man. Neighborhood patrol, big Pookie Ray right now. They gonna come kick the door in. You got a problem? Pop, 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 pop. You wanna put your hands on women? Pop, pop, wop, 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 wop. Then the women's gonna come in, nurse her up, make sure the kid's safe, make sure the kid, like Malcolm would have did with the Black Panthers, but bigger, government version. Sunday dinners. We gonna take turns, okay? Each state, every month, or each state, once a year, hosts the big U.S. Family Sunday Dinner Cookout Barbecue. Each state gets the year to plan it, and we get a year to save to travel to that state. And everybody get together, and we barbecue. And everybody bring dishes and stuff from their culture, but we're going to have chefs, because I don't trust all y'all. Absolutely. Weed is legalized. Absolutely. Including for federal and government agents. You just can't drink, you just can't smoke that shit on the job. And it depends on what job you get. If you part of the patrol, you can't smoke that shit on the job because we need you to be alert. Transportation, can't smoke that shit on the job. But drug test is going out the window. I'm going to test for the other hard stuff. Yeah. Yeah, y'all can't do none of that shit. None of that pink stuff. None of that boy. Mm-hmm. But the herb, we can do that. And 420 is a national holiday, honey. Yes. Everything shut down. Everything closed except for restaurants and dispensaries and bars and entertainment venues. Jobs, all that shit shut down. No, the fuck? No, but the restaurants and stuff got to stay open. Movie theaters got to stay open. You know what I'm saying? Everybody high as fuck. Go to the movies and everything jumping out at you in the screen. That would be a great time. Dina for president. If I were your president, I promise you that I would make 420 a national holiday. I'd do away with the boys in blue, and I'd make them the boys in Black Panthers. No tax on snacks. Speaking of tax, I don't know about tax, but forced charity, yes. If you make over a certain amount, you have to send someone a certain amount of money to one of several organizations, not one of your choice. It has to be the community food bank. It has to be the community clothing bank. It has to be for the community housing authority or one of those, because that let people just come in and get as they need. Okay? But since y'all got it, y'all got to contribute so that we can keep them things running. And for those of us who don't have the funds to contribute, we have to be the ones working there and volunteering there and running the organizations. Now, maybe me being president wasn't so bad. Maybe that's not a bad idea. Unfortunately, I don't share the bloodline that is required to be a president, and they just heard me say what I do on my first and second day. So I'm not going to make it to the ballot. And if y'all write me in, they're going to try to assassinate me. So, sorry, you're stuck with Trump. Oh, I didn't find out why they want Kamala so bad, because y'all start endorsing me. Or my local Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. Thank you. That's too much. Jesus never said all that. He never said local Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. He didn't say all of that. He did not. So why is y'all doing this? He actually said don't add or take away to the gospel. So where's all this Latter-day Saints stuff coming in? You are not in alignment with your God just by adding this Latter-day Saints in, because he doesn't know what that is. For him, a Latter-day Saint is a sooner-day saint, is a present-day saint. I'm not trying hard to do anything. Look at you trying so hard, and you only got 44 viewers, and you can't chat. Jesus getting your ties out for views. LMA, what? Okay, Alex, I'm not opposed to Jesus. I'm opposed to you all. I'm not opposed to whoever you imagine your God to be. I'm opposed to you all and your missions trips and your conquests and your crusades, because God knows what you'll do to try to convince us to become good Christians. Actually, God does know what you will do to convert us to good Christians. When coming in my chat and just preaching the good word didn't help, you go to insulting me. And if we were close, you put your dirty little claws on me. I know you would, because it's in your nature to do so. And historically, that's what you've always done, you good Christians of Latter-day Saints. So it's not Jesus that I'm concerned with. It's yo ass. Okay? You want to know what my grandmother said about converting to Christianity? She said it was safer back then to be a Christian. Now, why was it safer for someone to be a part of a religion than to not be a part of it? And who was the threat outside of Christianity? This ain't got nothing to do with Jesus. I'm talking about people. That's what my grandmother said. She said we converted because it was safer back then. Everybody had to. Because good Latter-day Saints and good Christians like you who find your way into places where people are minding their business, usually their colored business, and you come forcing your way and your interpretations of manuscripts and scriptures that people like me gave. And when asking someone to be a good Christian doesn't work, what do you guys do? You use force. Now, why would I want to be a part of that? Because no white person is going to come and give me the keys and open the door to me for the same heaven that they gonna sit in. So why would I think you coming to bring something good to my soul and then turn around and insult me? You can't even be a good Christian. You can't even be a good human being for 5 seconds before your true nature came out. You start insulting me just as quick as you brought up your Lord and Savior. And I didn't insult you yet. I'm just holding up a mirror to you and your history and your ancestors to tell you why I take such harsh stance against people like you coming and trying to preach a gospel to me that you don't have the understanding or the authority to preach. Especially when you're in my life learning things from me. Now, you conquistador. Aren't there some sins that you should be repenting for? You already got rid of them. Good luck with my witchcraft. All right, time for my members live. Oh, wait, Kamala. Why did they want Kamala so bad? I don't need luck if I got witchcraft. Duh. You need luck. Spirit, before I discuss Kamala, I got masculine cards this time. And sometimes I like entertaining you trolls. Because I like for you all to know that you guys are seen. You guys are seen. Behind your profiles, behind anonymity. If you think I'm such a witch, then you have to know I can see you. On my broom every night, flying and calling above your house. Call! Spirit, what have you say? What do you say about the people that came here to preach the gospel of Jesus Christ to me? What say you? What message do you have for anyone who's coming to preach the message of Jesus Christ to me? What message do you have for them? Oh, Jesus. Jesus, speak for yourself. What do you have to say to these people? If you're speaking these days. Spirit, what message do you have for the people coming to preach the good word of the good Lord Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, HaMashiach? Hallelujah. The high priestess in reverse, it sounds like you guys don't have the wisdom, the spiritual wisdom that you think you do. Looks like that wisdom has been cut off. The high priestess in reverse. You're following a perverted version of Christianity or spirituality trying to preach to me. And you're annoying the spirits. You're annoying them. Missing out on an opportunity to learn something more than your pastor taught you down at the Seventh-day Adventist Baptist Church of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, HaMashiach, 1 Corinthians, 2nd Psalms of 31st chapter, St. Peter's Basilica Missionary Baptist Church, AMC. They ain't teach you this stuff down here. You're cut off. You have no wisdom, no authority to teach me anything, or no authority or hierarchy or rank over me, the high priestess, to try to preach anything to my soul to me. I promise you, Jesus is on my side. I promise. All you got to do is sit here and shut up, because this card tells me that you've been sitting here enjoying the tea until I said something that you didn't like. Don't make me take out my sword of truth. This card says, this is a knight you're talking to, armed and dangerous. Don't play with yourself, trying to play with me. Everybody just chill. This is a happy place. Idiot. Rotted idiot. And on that note, Kamala, and then I'll go talk about Revelations with my members. Giving them the real interpretation, not the one that person was going to give you guys, not the one that your pastor gave you. The one that makes sense. The one that comes with receipts, verifiable facts, parallels that could be drawn, truth and justice. Interfere with a woman on a mission, you might get hurt. Spirit, why do they want Kamala? Why did they want Kamala so bad? that they still push and promote her to get the people in their feelings and to remind them that they don't like Trump. And we never should, because he cheated us out of Kamala. Why do they want her so bad? Why did they want her so bad? Page of Wands. She'd be a good do girl, a good do boy. She'd say what needed to be said. She'd do what needed to be done. She didn't have the experience, though, to pull it off. I think they ran her campaign in the media too much. Too much social media for Kamala. Seems like her and her team didn't have enough experience with a candidate like Kamala. What was she supposed to do and say with this Page of Wands? I see some Middle East here. Some Middle East. I remember saying that her husband would be president if she got into office. She'd just be the face, but he'd be the real president. The Jews. There was a section of people who wanted the country to run as it always has. There was another section that felt like it's time for it to change. The people who wanted it to stay the same wanted Kamala to be in office. Trump, for some reason, brought necessary changes. Kamala was never going to win because Trump is the perfect person to initiate even prophesied changes. Kamala would have kept things running the way they were. The same people in power would have remained in power. Everything would have continued to stay the same. But we're in Pluto in Aquarius. We're all called to evolve, so nothing can stay the same. It's actually them wanting to stay the same that cut them out even energetically. She would have never won because things can't stay the same. For the good, the bad, or the ugly, only something new can come from change, order from chaos. So, yeah, that would have. And if you guys thought you were comfortable, you were just asleep. Never good to get too comfortable because then you get lullabied to sleep and you miss things because you're comfortable. You're not thinking that you need to be aware. Imagine you could have so much more if certain people weren't hoarding it for themselves. That's the way things were. Now we're going through the imbalance that change brings. But if you position yourself right, you'll be in the position to be able to inherit the earth once it's time for the meek to inherit. That can only happen once power changes hands. And it's starting to do that now because it's leaving the hands of those who had it in the first place. Be in a position to catch it and capitalize on it. Love you guys. I'll see my members and our members live.